I am a graphic designer and a website designer. I create unique, one-of-a-kind artwork and messaging for my clients. I love what I do. I have clients who come from all different walks of life. I have clients who identify as LGBT. I always wanted to design and create, and I've always wanted to create and design for weddings, but I can't do that.
Why is that?
Because the state of Colorado is censoring and compelling my speech and forcing me to create custom and unique artwork, one-of-a-kind designs that celebrate messages about marriage that go against what I believe.
Graphic designer Lorie Smith believes that marriage should be between a man and a woman. That belief has landed her in the middle of a monumental Supreme Court case. Lorie wants to design wedding websites, but under Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act, she would be compelled to create websites for same-sex weddings. Colorado law also bans Lorie from explaining on her website that she will only create in accord with her religious beliefs.
That's not right. Here I am on this journey, hopefully to protect not only my right to speak freely, but everyone's right to do just the same.
So represented by the Alliance Defending Freedom, Lorie is asking the United States Supreme Court to say that that law violates her rights.
Colorado is misusing its public accommodation law to censor speech. They've really engaged in a pattern and practice of this unlawful behavior as they went after Jack Phillips for many years, misusing it against him to try to compel him to create messages that go against his convictions. And now they're threatening to use the same law to force Lorie to violate her beliefs. We filed this case 6.5 years ago, and it's been a very long journey. We lost at both the district court and the 10th Circuit. They said the Colorado government has the ability to compel speech. And so we appealed that decision to the US Supreme Court, and we're so grateful that they agreed to hear Lorie's case, which we had our oral argument in her case last December. That was just an incredible moment for the freedoms of all Americans to be able to be weighed by the Supreme Court and asking a very specific question, which is, can the government compel an artist to force them to create custom speech, custom artwork that goes against the very core of who they are? The Supreme Court has never said that that's okay. They've always protected speech, and we're very hopeful that they'll once again affirm that freedom that belongs to all of us.
Jack Phillips is the owner of Masterpiece Cake Shop. He has been targeted by Colorado officials for almost 8 years now.
Masterpiece Cake Shop, we serve everybody who comes into our store, but we can't express every message that people ask us to with our custom cakes. Masterpiece, the first part of it says master, and I knew that no man can serve two masters. That was from Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, and I wanted this to be a place where I would serve him, and in my art and in my life, and the way I treated customers and the way I treated my employees. The first case started when two gentlemen came in and asked me to create a cake that would celebrate a same-sex wedding. So when I told them that I would create other custom work for them, or they were welcome in my shop and I would sell them anything else, they turned around and sued me through the Colorado state government. That case wound its way through the courts and to the US Supreme Court, where we had a 7-2 decision in our favor.
Jack Phillips has been in litigation now for over a decade, which is really unfathomable to have to endure that for that long, where Colorado and its law have been used to target and to harass him because he has a belief about marriage that Colorado doesn't like.
Both Lorie and Jack have faced intense backlash for fighting for the right to create consistent with their religious beliefs.
The moment I filed, within the hour, I received just a backlash of hate phone calls and Facebook messages and emails. And I'll never forget that first night in September, several years back. My husband was traveling for work and I was at home with my daughter. And I'll never forget just being fearful for my life after receiving so many of these emails and phone calls. That evening, I remember sleeping on the floor of my bedroom because my bedroom faced the street. And I remember seeing the headlights driving by, just wondering if someone was going to carry out on some of the threats that I had seen in emails. My neighbor, upon filing the case, was so upset that she put my address on the internet.
We could get a decision in Lorie's case anytime. I'm very optimistic coming out of oral argument. You can never predict what the Supreme Court may or may not do, but so many of the justices, especially Justice Gorsuch and Justice Barrett, seemed very uncomfortable with the 10th Circuit's ruling and that a government could force one of their own citizens to create custom art, custom speech. We're hopeful that they will once again uphold the freedom of Lorie and everyone to be able to create custom art freely.
So 10 years is a long time to have to bear the brunt of this. Has this taken a toll on you spiritually, mentally?
It has not really taken a toll on me. It's helped build my spiritual faith. It's helped tie our family closer together. I've gained a lot of good friends through all of this. I don't know that I would choose to do it again, but God chose this for us. I didn't choose to do this. I hope that when the Supreme Court rules, if the ruling comes down, that I'm hoping for anyway, that they'll understand that they can't take away Americans' free speech, Coloradans' free speech, and they can't punish people for living according to their faith.
At the end of the day, I want to create consistent with what I believe. I want everyone to be able to have that same right. I know that what I'm standing for is so much greater than just myself. Perhaps I have been created for such a time as this.